As an Alibaba.com supplier, you keep the money you earn, every single cent. Now is the perfect time to sign up. Professional onboarding services can get you started faster and with less stress than ever. Take advantage of classic Alibaba.com features, such as attracting buyers from over 200 countries and regions to your online store, where they can reach out with inquiries about your products. There's also no need to worry about language barriers. We translate your store and messages into 15 languages so you can communicate with the world with ease. Proactively net orders by browsing and responding to sourcing requests on the Request for a Quotation or RFQ market. Any relationships you gain from reaching out to sourcers on the RFQ market are yours. Finally, attain exclusive data-driven insights and 24/7 customer support from our team right here in the USA. We'll help guide you to success using proprietary insight gained from our over 20 years in online B2B sales. Because of these features, Alibaba.com has become the wholesale B2B platform trusted by US suppliers. Grow with us no matter your business type. Now, it's easier than ever to start selling with our new flexible payment options. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere. Sell on Alibaba.com. Unleash infinite business opportunities with Alibaba.com, the world's largest online B2B marketplace. With over 40 million active buyers, 300,000 daily inquiries, important business deals are being made around the world all the time using our platform. Best of all, we take 0% commission on your sales. By signing up as an Alibaba.com supplier, you keep the money you earn, every single cent. Now is the perfect time to sign up. Professional onboarding services can get you started faster and with less stress than ever. Take advantage of classic Alibaba.com features, such as attracting buyers from over 200 countries and regions to your online store, where they can reach out with inquiries about your products. There's also no need to worry about language barriers. We translate your store and messages into 15 languages so you can communicate with the world with ease. Proactively net orders by browsing and responding to sourcing requests on the Request for a Quotation or RFQ market. Any relationships you gain from reaching out to sourcers on the RFQ market are yours. Finally, attain exclusive data-driven insights and 24/7 customer support from our team right here in the USA. We'll help guide you to success using proprietary insight gained from our over 20 years in online B2B sales. Because of these features, Alibaba.com has become the wholesale B2B platform trusted by US suppliers. Grow with us no matter your business type. Now, it's easier than ever to start selling with our new flexible payment options. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere. Sell on Alibaba.com.
Hey everyone, and welcome to today's exploratory session. We are going to be looking into how you can leverage Alibaba.com to grow your B2B business. Today we'll be joined by Fred Lee, a senior sales expert here in Alibaba North America, and myself, head of sales here in the New York office. Today's agenda. Great. So we're going to start by looking into the marketplace itself and some of the high-level data about where the buyers are, how many there are, and what they're looking for. Before we start looking into the platform itself, some of the seller features, even the sourcing features that are available to businesses in the ecosystem. Finally, we're going to, and you'll not want to miss this, we're going to explore a couple of special offers at the end of this session. If you would like to just cut right to that chase, I'd recommend you take a picture of this QR code or scan that and throw a time on Fred's calendar. To get started today, we're going to have a look at a quick video. It's about 30 seconds, just to get you a sense of what you would do as a merchant on Alibaba.com. And throughout the session, do feel free to ask any kind of question or drop a comment in any of the chats available. Really looking forward to the Q&A toward the end of this.
right, thanks for everyone joining today's webinar. So again, my name is Fred. I'll be sharing some details about the program, and we'll begin with some high-level data. So as you are just introduced, Alibaba is the world's largest B2B marketplace where business from around the world can source product from not only U.S. manufacturers, but merchants, manufacturers, wholesalers, distributors from all over the world. So with our platform, you can currently access to more than 40 million plus active buyers across all the industries. These are the serious buyers come from more than 200 countries and regions. And if we narrow down that to U.S. buyers, that's roughly more than 8 million U.S. active buyers each day. And all of these buyers are sending in more than 300,000 daily inquiries as they are serious buyers with serious buying intentions. And they come from more than 40 industry, covering around more than 6,000 product categories. Again, Alibaba's standing is really unique on this market as we'll say like the only the B2B special marketplace in e-commerce specialized in B2B. So think of us as like an online trade show where we connect you with the most valuable buyers in the world. But it's like 24/7, 365 days per year, and then you never stop getting those daily inquiries because you are on an online trade show. And the top 10 buyer distribution by country, ranking from the top, are US, UK, Canada, Australia, Mexico, etc. If you look at the map, since we're here at the North America, the top Canada, United States, Mexico actually takes place at 3 of the 5 most competitive, most valuable buyer base from all of the region. So that's a huge advantage for North America sellers to start your business right here from the North America. And we want to, take a look at the recent B2B demands on Alibaba.com recent years. As we all see, from the pandemic, the penetration of, digitalized e-commerce solution for wholesaling or just for merchandising in general has been surging. We have been seeing demands across all categories increasing significantly, and since the pandemic, and it only continues to grow. So here the graph is a little bit, old, like to mid 2021, but then we have our latest fastest growing categories ranking from food beverage, followed by fashion, sports, entertainment, automotive. These are all the categories that we have seen like tremendous growth in demands, not only from North American sellers, but for global sellers as well. And now we're going to take a look at the buyer demographic split, and what kind of buyers on the US market, UK market, Mexico, UAE, etc. So as you can see, the retailer really taking about the majority of the chunk, 42%. And by retailers, they can be large retailers. They could be like the mid-size or small-size retailers that you usually have really hard time getting in touch with if you are not using any e-commerce solution or digitalized wholesale solutions. And at the same time, you're also about to reach some traders, resellers. And within US, you might see around 9% to 10% of them are distributors. Some of them are manufacturers, especially if you're selling raw materials for industrial category. And then you will see other kinds of maybe drop shippers or other smaller retail types as your buyer in the US. If you look at Mexico or UAE or other platforms, that composition will differ a little bit. But all of them are very valuable and serious B2B buyers, as we all specialized in the B2B field only. So moving forward to the features and value propositions Alibaba.com provides, I think most of the features and functions on this page are pretty much self-explanatory. I will not be doing the live demo for each and every function, but if you do want live demo or exploration on a certain feature, feel free to schedule a meeting, and I'll show you those QR codes in the later. If you look at the very beginning in their storefront, product listing, those are basically, you know, how we market your products on Alibaba at very basics. We help you build up your own mini sites. You get your products and your company profile list on that. That significantly helps with your internet presence and the SEM at the very beginning. And then again, think of that trade show mindset. You're setting up your booth, and then you're just awaiting, you know, the interested party and every other interested buyers to come in. Other handy features like real-time translation, which helps you to translate your communications into more than 20 different foreign languages if you're appealing to foreign buyer. And then we got other keyword advertising too, and other paid opportunities for you to expand your potentials. So if any of you are familiar with Google AdWords or other CPC-based structures, because like Alibaba.com is proactively marketing our products and categories on the internet, you are always able to get a much cheaper price marketing through Alibaba than just putting your AdWord money into YouTube, Google AdWord, etc. A rule of thumb is like usually the industrial benchmark is around like $3 to $4 per click on a general merchandise. While if you put the advertising money on Alibaba with your mini sites, that cost usually goes down to around like $1 to $2, which is impressive. And then the one feature I do want to emphasize here is the request for quotation, what we call RFQ within platforms. So what that does is that usually when those 300 inquiries comes into our site each day, they might be inquiring to a specific supplier, but they also have the option, and they are encouraged to send that request to the public, or what we say like an open market for the quotation. And then as a seller, you can respond to those relevant quotes proactively, getting their contact information and save those contact information as your assets, and then generate your business leads from there. So that's one particular feature I really love about the platforms. And again, if you're looking for a live demo, you can either visit sourcing.alibaba.com to see from the buyer side, or feel free to schedule a meeting with me so I can show you a personalized demo. Other features, if you're interested, we can set up a meeting to discuss. For example, payment and order protection. If you're dealing with a new supplier, like a new seller, or if the buyer is requesting extra protection through the transaction, we can actually take the whole transaction online and offer trade assurance at a much lower rate than usually offered by financial institutions. So yeah, that provides an overview of like the basic value propositions we're providing at Alibaba.com. And again, just running through some highlights again, we are your number one choice for B2B, merchandising or wholesaling, because Alibaba currently, we really don't have a direct competitor in this field. We are the only sites who can bring you like 300 daily increase to our sellers. And with the large, geographic coverage, we have buyers from more than 200 countries and regions. There's no limitation, as I said. It is 24/7, 365 days per year online trade show. It never closes. There's no time or space limitation. You get buyer intent from all over the world each and every day. And again, if I didn't mention earlier, we are one of the most cost-effective B2B and wholesaling solution, simply because we take no commission from your sales. We don't put our hand in your pocket, as we are only trying to build more successful seller stories in the US, but now trying to benefiting from the seller programs at all. And most importantly, we have that local service support with our fully localized New York City-based supplier growth and service team. We got a lot of experts helping you setting up and optimizing your product listing, your mini store, and your path to success on Alibaba.com. Going forward, there are a lot of success stories that you can read, and I'll drop a link to some short videos that might be more accessible to many of you guys to hear from our successful sellers and other companies who are able to expand either internationally or bring their wholesale sales to a next level with the digitalized solutions. And just some examples of like current sellers, as you guys can see. So for the food and beverage side, if any of you are working in that industry, we have the largest privately held corporation in the US, Cargill, selling on the website. They have been partnering with Alibaba for more than 3 years, generating and expanding a lot of wholesale sales revenue. And then if you are in fabrics or other niche, you can take a look at the Patch Party Club. So those were family owned business. They were originally just doing B2C. It's more like a retail scenario, but then they discovered the digitalized and the efficiency empowerment that Alibaba can provide, and they pivot into a B2B business, and they gain great success in going wholesaling Alibaba. RTS there means ready to sell, which means they have existing inventory that are ready to ship. So ready to ship. I'm sorry. So that's another add to cart experience, which is less common, but then definitely being used and being utilized by lots of successful sellers on Alibaba.com. And here today, I just put some actual data, impression data from our database recently, to give you like the very direct impression of how is the impression number or the visits from our valuable buyer base on the to this platform each day. So as you can see, food and beverage, if you look at that, we have more than 33 million impressions in the past 30 days. And then for other categories like vehicle and transportation or health and medical, you're seeing millions of impressions for the past 30 days. So imagine if you list your products and your services on the platform, and you only get let's say a small fraction of it. See like how many impressions your products are getting, and then how many potential increase you can generate from that huge amount of traffic. And finally, we have our U.S. pavilion, which in which we feature our U.S. based or sometimes like in North American based sellers exclusively. That is because, as we said, as I mentioned earlier, the U.S. Buyers are like the number one most valued and most numbered buyer group from the world, and then for most of the time, they just either for U.S. buyers or from buyers from the other parts of the world. So we like U.S.-based suppliers sometimes because you offer like lower MOQ, or it's local supply with a very fast dispatch, less longer lead time. But sometimes it's just that pure trust that we would like to do business with domestic business. So the US Pavilion is basically a special campaign page that is always running. And as a US based or North American based seller, you always get a lot of free organic traffic and extra exposure of your product and service through that campaign. And so that provides an overview of what basic components and value proposition Alibaba offers, and then how you usually market to your potential buyers. I'm gonna jump to the cost structure to explain like how the membership works. So again, as I mentioned, we do not take a single commission from your sales. Think about it as a trade show, where like the trade show exhibitor, where like the venue, service provider. We're connecting you with the valuable buyers, and then by establishing that connection, we cover like our operational costs, but we do not monitor or take commission from your transactions. If you like to do the digitalized way, you can keep the transaction online, but most of the times people will negotiate complex terms about the B2B transaction. You can take your contact information offline, you can take the whole transaction offline, negotiating the logistic details, delivering details, etc. So Alibaba.com will not charge you a single penny of commission. Instead, we have an annual membership fee structure, which you can see on the right side, that we've listed the main feature point that we're providing for each package. I will usually recommend starting with the premium package, just because you you get to utilize that US excuse me, you get to utilize that US based key account manager as a service point. And then it's like setting up your booth, right? Excuse me. It's like setting up your booth at the trade show. So if you have like someone that's like really experienced at the trade show, you know, they know how to set up your booth perfectly, and you get that help from that, you know, expert from the very beginning. It will greatly save your time and energy before you can fully optimize your mini sites, aka like the booth on this online trade show. And then you can get your inquiry start, you know, generating positive ROI for your business at no time. So that is the main difference, and that is the reason why we always recommend the new sellers start from premium. And then we have the standard extended standard package as the, you know, either budget option, or if you can consider as the year 2 option if you have, you know, enough experience operating on Alibaba.com already. So going down the list, you can see you have access to post your products unlimited, although we'll do, you know, the first 75 to 100 for you. And then you get to respond to those RFQs, requests for quotations, so you can get to the buyers, quote to the buyers proactively with your seller plans. You get some keywords ad to spend. Usually that we don't spend at the very beginning, but our account manager will give you the advice specifically how to spend them and generate the most ROI after your product listing and mini sites are optimized. And then you get to access to our keyword trends, discovering, you know, what our buyers are looking for, what kind of feature, what kind of keywords they're searching. You get access to our 180-day traffic accelerator, which gives you by default, if you finish all the onboarding tasks, give you a traffic boost to your mini sites and your products. Going down, you have those feature configuration and mini sites creation in case you need any, you know, API integrations or other customizable features. So that provides an overview of premium and standard extended. Again, you know, there are numerous features, so if you're interested in certain points, feel free to schedule a personal meeting with me. And if you have budget where you have, you know, experience with Alibaba.com before, or you are very committed in, you know, expanding your business either digitally or globally, I recommend you to look into this verified supplier program. It's basically it basically asks for, you know, more rigorous process for verifying your business. But through that process, you get more sub counts, you get a lot more showcases, and you get a lot of additional quotas to responding for those RFQs, requests for quotations proactively, such generating a lot of more value added, such generating a lot of like more value applying that program. But those are really, you know, value added service at there. So if you are really just start, you know, exploring, I would recommend starting from premium. But and then finally, so if you do, you know, onboard with Alibaba, I just want to share a brief view of your growth path, because we want to set the right mindset from the very beginning, let you know like how long the process takes, etc. So usually, because like since we're like doing yearly contract, and we're doing this because of like the commitment nature, so it's usually taking, you know, around 3 months to up to 6 months, and sometimes 9 months, depending on your team's experience on e-commerce platforms, to fully optimize your whole storefront, mini sites, etc. So at the very beginning, we'll help you set up your account, complete the onboarding task. At the very beginning, we'll invite you to our complimentary ASTE training, orientation, and sessions to expand your skill set that is necessary to operate on Alibaba.com. And then so during those first stages, you're most likely to be working with your account manager, and we're gonna, you know, revise your product listing, localize your store content into different, you know, foreign languages to appeal to buyers across the world. And then at stage 3 or around like stage 4, your profile are all set up. Now you want to focus on, you know, responding to inquiry faster, or, you know, keeping the pace that you are uploading your new products. so we can get your metrics and star rating going up. In that way, we can benefit the best from the organic recommendation algorithm from the platforms. And then at like stage 4 or 5, if you are fully optimized, sometimes we will participate into additional, let's say, like KOL material, marketing tutorials, or we can discuss on how to spend your KWA, keywords advertising budget to boost your certain campaign or products from there as you are fully optimized. And we can expect the max conversion rate once you put your advertised money in. So that explain like a basic overview of what you are gonna expect the first year or like first 6 months at Alibaba.com. And we have a separate whole system and whole training behind it. The head of our account manager, Chad, he has been like running a successful business on Alibaba on many years, and now serving all the North America based sellers. So you'll get a lot of support from our account manager team. And that was it. So that was like a very quick overview of the product, the value proposition features we offer at the platforms. I do want to leave some time for question and answers, and then I'll have Eric, who's more experienced at the account manager side, to answer questions with me. If you have any, feel free to throw in the either you're on Zoom or YouTube, throw in the comments now, and I'll try to answer each one of them. And if your question does not pop up, please don't go yet. Do stick to the top. To stick to the end, as we have a very exclusive sales offer for the attendees for today's webinar. I am seeing one question asking if you can do drop shipping on Alibaba.com. So the short answer is yes, and the long answer really depends on like which category of drop shipping we're talking about. Like, are you a manufacturer with drop shipping capability, or are you a distributor or like a reseller that want to target some drop ship, either like drop shipping reseller or other like specific kind of buyers. So at Alibaba, we have our marketing section, like marketing towards to dropshippers specifically. So there you can get some extra value or organic traffic if you are capable of doing dropship itself from there very beginning. And then from your mini sites, there's really like a huge flexibility that how you can market your product and services and appeal to those dropshippers. Again, I encourage you to book a meeting with me. Maybe we can dive into more business specs and then give you a tailored solution. Any other questions so far? Right, we got a question from Zoom asking how different is from Amazon 3PL other than the B2B focus. So we don't we rarely compare ourselves to like Amazon, right? Like Amazon is more like an add to cart experience. That's more like if you consider B2B, but that's more like Costco, where you see some like ready to ship products, so you add to cart, and then you check out from there. The whole transaction is digitalized, it's online, and again, they of course take commission from your transactions. So again, like I mentioned earlier, we usually think Alibaba as that online trade show, where our main priority is to help you advertise your product, your company, your service, and we connect you with your valuable buyer, with your buyer group or interested parties. So if we're talking about like Amazon Business or Amazon third party, usually they will not give you those transparent information about your buyers. They do not want you to build that direct relationship with that, the buyer and seller or like service providers, they want to be the they want to be the man who can take a commission at each and every process of it. So that, I think that's one of the fundamental difference. And the other, B2B focus you already mentioned, it is Alibaba is really focused on B2B exclusively. So our average order value, not speaking to any general merchandise category, is usually $4,000 to $5,000, which is significantly than other platforms. Even though if you market yourself as a B2B business, sometimes you'll get like a very low MOQ increase. That does not happen on Alibaba.com because you can clearly market and mark those on your mini sites. I hope that answers your questions. Do we have any other questions? All right, so we got another one asking, what if my priority is not export, but the domestic market? So the short answer is you can go fully domestic on Alibaba. That's okay. A lot of our sellers started as like fully domestic sellers. But again, like since if you remember, like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna go back to that slide. So look at Mexico or Canada, those North American market, which is really not that hard to reach, especially with Alibaba solutions. Canada, Mexico, those could be some very first international market that can expand to. Of course, they can start as domestically. You can appeal to the U.S. buyer first. They encompass it to around like 20% of the buyer base already. You can get your ROI turned positive, very possible, very positive sales revenue generated already. But then with all of the translation localization support on Alibaba.com, you can easily expand internationally. So I saw a lot of the US sellers start domestically and then expand to Mexico, Canada, and gain great success. Again, I encourage you to schedule a personal meeting with Min. Maybe we can dive into your category and see what's your opportunity, either domestic or internationally. All right, any other questions? All right, I don't see any more questions on my side. If your question didn't get picked, feel free to schedule the meeting with me. Again, I'm gonna stop here for a while. If you want to scan the QR code, oops.
Yeah, while you pull that up, one more question just came through. So similarities or differences between Alibaba.com China and the GGS programs. So in essence, there is no functional difference between a CGS or a China-based merchant membership and a global membership. There's far greater difference between the different packages themselves. And so I would encourage you to explore those packages and each of the line items when you have your consultation eventually.
Hey, Jessica, could you please help me pull back my deck? Thank you. And then as promised, we have a webinar sale going on, and we have some limited time offer for the attendee for today's webinar only. We're currently running significant discounts on 1-year premium and 2-year premium packages, which you get up to 15% off. So we have the details listed here, and then the QR code directs you to the booking page to my to my meeting scheduler. So if you are interested in taking advantage of this limited type sale, please do feel free to go ahead and schedule a meeting with me, and I can introduce more details that you need. And other than that, if you have more questions, feel free to throw in right now, or I will see you guys in our personal meetings.